We have officially made it through 1 month of the NFL season, including the bye weeks, so it'd be 4 to 5 games that each NFL team has played. And there are teams that actually really did good and actually surprising, and there are some teams that are surprisingly bad. And we've seen careers resurgence. And we got a coach that is really on the hot seat, basically grabbing straws to keep his career going at Miami. To start, get this out of the way, let's say that the Browns are the most disappointing team in the NFL, and also along the same old Jets. The same old Jets are 0-5, and the Browns, well, instead of being 3-2, they wind up 1-4, and they can't get out of their own way with no quarterback, and they don't have the weapons on the offense and no quarterback, and they traded their only piece that could help them, Joe Flacco, to the Bengals. But their defense is top notch, and they're giving a lot of teams trouble. As far as some surprising teams, we got some teams that are actually shocking disappointments and surprising uprises. For shocking disappointments, you see the Ravens are 1-4. I mean, who would see that coming? And Derrick Henry fumbling the football, and Lamar Jackson missing a game after the Chiefs game, and Cooper Rush and came in as backup and did not end well. The defense and everything looked like it's totally falling apart early for the Ravens. And the Chiefs, they started 0-2, and at times they looked like they were coming back in the week 3 and 4, but then they lost to the Jaguars in week 5 in a shocking loss. And they still look lost at times. Travis Kelce is still missing. And this could be a wild card team, not a dominating Chiefs team, but who knows? Don't count them out as long as the Ravens either. And the Texans, well, they were supposed to be the winners of the AFC South easily. Well, that is complete opposite. The AFC South is blown wide open, and the Texans are actually behind to a very good Colts team and a Jaguars team. And for the Packers, they traded for a good defensive back, Micah Parsons, and it looked like the defense don't show up sometimes, giving up 40 points to the Cowboys, and their offense is not as clicking either, losing to the Browns, and they're sitting 2-1-1, and you would think they'll be 4-0 at best. And for the Cardinals, a lot of people thought they would be a big contender in the NFC West, and it looked like it's not showing up. Inconsistent play by Kyler Murray and drop passes by the wide receivers, and okay defense, and it look like they're falling apart. Maybe not keep up with the NFC West. Now the surprising uprising. How about the Steelers? Who knew Aaron Rodgers and DK Metcalf could get things going? And the defense of the Steelers are starting to come around after a terrible week 1 showing with the TJ Watt and company. But also, don't forget about the Jaguars and Colts. They've blown up the AFC South wide open with Daniel Jones, and the Colts with Tyler Warren as a rookie and Jonathan Taylor clicking, and a good Colts defense. And Duval and the Jaguars with Trevor Lawrence, they're clicking with a big signature win on Monday Night Football versus the Chiefs. They are here to play, and maybe they get a wild card, and they're certainly in the wild card hunt with that big win. And will they keep it up? And also, they could win the division too. The Patriots with Drake May, they had a 2-2 start until they beat the Bills. Maybe they're a good wild card team. They're going up on the uprising with Stephon Diggs and Drake May throwing the football, but the running backs are fumbling the football, holding the Patriots back. And for Seattle Seahawks, what an uprising, man. And who would think that Seahawks will actually stay in contention, and they beat the Rams on Thursday Night Football? Who knew they were going to be standing in contention? Maybe they would fall off early and be behind, but they're right behind the 49ers. And then you got the question mark teams. How about the Steelers? Even though they got a hot start, how about the end of the year, around November and December, entering January, where they sort of have a good run in the beginning, then fall off in the end, and wind up being a wild card special of just elimination and go home? Or can they win the division? And the Ravens, can they beat the Ravens? And how long the Ravens will be down? And will they get it all back together? How about the Bengals? The Bengals, well, Joe Burrow went down, and ever since it went straight to the bottom for the Bengals. Let's just say that. And their talent, T. Higgins and Jamar Chase talent, is getting wasted. And guess what? The Bengals traded for Joe Flacco from the Browns, and it seems like the Bengals might have a chance to resurrect their chances without Joe Burrow for at least a season. And how about the Falcons? Can they be contenders versus the Buccaneers? in the NFC South. I mean, they're sitting 2-2, and we don't really know for sure if Penix is going to work out or go back to Kirk Cousins with that quarterback stir. But John Robinson is one of the best NFC and the NFL best back. How about the NFC North? I mean, they're up for grabs. The Lions seem like they have total control, but the Packers don't look like they're going to be as good as they were thought of with the Micah Parsons trade and the Jordan Love. Maybe they're going to be fighting for a wild card spot along with the Vikings and the Bears. Actually look pretty good, better than everybody think they would in their schedule-wise. What about AFC South? Well, you said Texans, Colts, and Jags. Well, the whole AFC South is wide open. The AFC West is wide open. The Chiefs are down, but are they going to be down for long? But it seemed like they're a wild card team. But the Broncos and Chargers, well, it seemed like the Broncos seem lately, the last 2 weeks, they look like they're about to win the AFC West. In the beginning, it looked like the Chargers were going to be winning the AFC West. Who knows? And for the NFC West, how about Mac Jones and the 49ers with the injuries with George Kittle and Brock Purdy? It seems like Mac Jones have it all figured out, and they have him 4-1. With the Rams, they're doing pretty good, but have a couple losses they should have won. And then you got the Seattle Seahawks that actually beat the Rams. So it's a three-way fight for NFC West. And then you got the NFC East versus the Eagles. The Eagles versus the NFC East. The Eagles don't have a stranglehold as people think they do. They don't act like they used to be as dominant late in 2024 to win the Super Bowl. But the Cowboys look better than people thought. And the Commanders with Jaden Daniels is really, really good. So it looks pretty promising with the NFC East. The resurgence of a career of actually 3 quarterbacks. Daniel Jones of the Colts. They're leading them on top of the spot of the AFC South. Mac Jones with the 49ers on top of the NFC West for now. And also Carson Wentz are keeping the Vikings under control. Maybe better than J.J. McCarthy. That will be a battle of the quarterbacks who's going to be starting for the rest of the year. And then you got the Dogs. I'm at the top of their divisions. And actually the top of their conferences. And maybe big playoff contenders to Super Bowl contenders. For the AFC, it looked like the Buffalo Bills is up there all alone, even though they lost to the Patriots. But the NFC, they got 3 or 4. They got the Buccaneers with Baker Mayfield, really, really impressive. They could have came back and beat the Eagles. And also, the Lions, even though the Lions lost in week 1 really bad to the Packers, lately they have been back to their normal selves as the Lions. And for the 49ers and Mac Jones or Brock Purdy, whoever going to be leading the 49ers, they look like they are a big contender as well. So far in the 2025 season, we have a lot of surprises of every kind. And it don't look like it's going to be total domination right now in the first 4 or 5 weeks. But later in the season, we will have a better picture. Who's going to be pretenders and contenders. And who's going to be the Super Bowl favorites coming in to the playoffs. Let me know what you think about the 2025 season and what you learned so far in this year.
Breaks a tackle. Touchdown, Jacksonville.